Now I'm gonna try to take this in one take because I want to be as real as I can with you guys. Okay, so I'm not gonna do a lot of editing. I'm not even gonna do any editing if I can. Alright? And I didn't want to make a rant video. It's not me to make one, right? But it has come to my attention that I have to make one because Lilith literally takes us for granted. Okay? And before I can even begin, I want to show you guys something. Okay? If we come round, okay, to my missions, achievements, journey, you can see that I have signed in and played Dislyte for 730 days. Now that equates to 2 years of me playing this game. And you only stick around to a game for so long only if you love the game and you are passionate about the game, which I am, okay? And I've noticed that Daddy Free to Play, Kovian, Aeon, Zox, they have all made videos concerning the state of the game, the problems with the game right now, you know, especially with this most recent patch preview, patch notes. It is just almost lazy. Okay, there's no better way to put it. It's just lazy. Okay, and prior to this, I have been approached, okay, asking how can we improve RTA. Now you guys know that my channel is completely dedicated to PvP, RTA, all that sort, right? As you can see from my YouTube banner, it literally says to accelerate the competitive scene of the Dislyte community. So I was approached, right? And I gathered all the best players that I could think of. We wrote down an entire document and sent it off to them. Okay? This was 2 months ago. And when I try to check on, you know, keeping up with the progress, seeing how whether there's any updates whatsoever, I am met with the same old RTA system because they don't want to fix it yet. Okay, I don't know. I don't understand the response, but as far as I know, it's like they plan to. This is what they say, right? This is very, you know, corporate. We plan to fix RTA, but not so soon. Stay tuned. So that was already the first, you know, kick in the nuts for me. And now it has got me thinking, right? Sometimes there's always that wake-up call, and it came to my realization that Dislyte feels like one of those, you know, toxic relationships that you are in, where all your friends can see it, okay? They can all see it, they keep telling you about it, they keep pointing out all the red flags, but because you are so blindsided, you keep defending it, and you keep defending it, and you just keep getting taken for granted over and over and over again. And then eventually, you finally realize, like I did, and you get your heart broken. I am heartbroken. I am sad that the game is like this right now. And so, my rant is literally, I have written down all the red flags that I can see, or I have been through personally, and I'm just gonna, you know, see if you guys relate to it, okay? I'm not gonna talk too much about, you know, all the stuff. I'm just gonna summarize them because I don't think you have, you know, a lot of time to just watch a rant video. I think we are all tired of ranting, okay? And this will be my one and only rant video, alright? So, when Dislyte finally went global, okay? When the Infinite Miracle was introduced, the Ollie banner came out, right? And with the Ollie banner, instead of having a guarantee when you hit, you know, PT, you will have a 50% chance rate up. So you have a 50% of getting it or not, right? And the more you summon, the higher the probability it goes, okay? Fun fact, you guys know that I spend in the game. I went all the way up to 70% rate up to get my very first copy of Ollie. And I did not complain. I was still very patient with this. I was like, they will figure it out. Okay, it was a shitstorm, and that's how the SSM came about, right? But I stuck by it. I went up to 70%. 70%, just think about it. How many gold records did I throw into that Ollie banner just to get that one copy? But I was content, I was happy, okay? My friends all told me that I was an idiot. I was like, nah, I'm fine. Game will improve. Let's give it some time, okay? That was the first instance. Then, they started inviting all these players, you know, who spend money to the game, to this VIP chat, which is no longer a secret about, right? Everyone knows about this VIP chat. And this VIP chat is absolutely useless. It is hot garbage. Why? First off, when warm-up match came about, which is the entire reason I play this game, because I come from Epic 7, don't forget this. Alright, and Epic 7 is an RTA focused gacha game. Okay, and I did fairly well in that game. Alright? And I saw that Dislyte had the potential to be even better, like what Aeon said. And just like Aeon, just like Kovian, we three share the same sentiment. And we came to Dislyte thinking that Dislyte is going to be better than its predecessors, Summoner's War and Epic 7. And they're going to have World Championships, they're going to have esports, it's going to be a blast because it's a turn-based game. Turn-based game, okay? Turn-based game, you need RTA. You need PvP, okay? You can't just be fighting, you know, PvE stuff. You can't just let the game be idle and just have an AI war, okay? Why are we farming so hard if we are just going to let the game play itself? Agree? Alright, so when the second season of RTA came about, alright, let's say when during the Abby, Gaius, Ashley meta, okay? And that was the very first time they started releasing the 4 Esper no ban rule, alright, all the way up to Platinum. That was such a toxic thing that we did not enjoy at all, okay? The first season, we just did not have enough players in Honor server. I have no comms except saying we need to merge the servers. That's all well and good in their own time, okay? Which took them forever to do, by the way, okay? And this is another trend that I'm going to talk about. Then, I was in the Eden server. We, all of us, gathered up, wrote up a nice long text, alright, of like the things that we want to see changed in RTA. And they were all very reasonable stuff, you know. And I'm sure that all of you come from, you know, either Epic 7 or Summoner's War, right? We are all, you know, what do you call it, refugees of those games. And we come to this game thinking that it's going to be, you know, somewhat similar. Alright, maybe they'll have their own little quirk, that's fine. But the skeleton and the basis of PvP should be the same. Okay? But that was not the case. We had no pre-ban, we had no 1 Esper rule, we had this pick 4 and just play no ban. Like, it is so difficult to play, especially when you know you are going to get, you know, relic gapped at that time. And we told them, this is all the changes we want to see. Okay? We told them about it. Guess what they said? Yeah, we'll listen, yeah, we'll take it into consideration, we'll tell the developers. 2 days or 2 weeks later, somewhere around that time frame, they asked us for our opinions for a new game mode that they want to release. Okay? And they asked if you had time. Of course, I'm going to say I do have time, right? I want to see what they have to say. They started introducing the idea of knockout. And all of us, right, because I did not just reply immediately, I asked all the other VIP people who had access to the VIP chat, what did they think about it? And they all said, no, just give us proper RTA. Why are you giving us a game mode that is played by AI? Fully auto. We don't want that. We want to be able to, you know, use our head, strategize, draft, you know. The art of drafting is amazing. If you know how to draft well, it is so fun, right? We want to know how to draft, we want to play the game, we want to strategize. And overall, it's going to be better for the community because we are going to be talking to each other more, right? We told them, no, don't do that. They did it anyway. Completely disregarding whatever we have to say. So like, at the end of the day, what the hell is the point of the VIP chat? Right? Now, of course, I'm going to be tackling this angle from an RTA standpoint because I don't think I had to talk about the PvE stuff that much anymore. Daddy Free to Play, Kovian, Zox, Aeon, they've all covered it, okay? But I don't think they've covered enough about PvP and RTA. And that is also on brand with what my channel is, which is all PvP based, okay? So that's the second point. The VIP chat disregards whatever you say, or they're just useless at communicating it to the developers. Or number 3, the developer just don't listen at all, okay? Then, the next thing that, you know, the other red flag that I have is they don't communicate with the player base at all. They don't communicate with us, right? They leave us in the dark, okay? Now, I come from Epic 7, okay? I come from Epic 7. And in Epic 7, we get quarterly roadmaps. Quarterly roadmaps. So we can expect what is coming for the next 3 months. And they deliver, right? We told you guys that we needed a roadmap. You gave us a roadmap. Guess what happened? Only 2 out of how many? 4? Were delivered. What about Shade Mother? What about the Wonderland thing that you guys, you know, promised? It's not there, right? So, you guys also never tell us why they did not come. Alright? Not until shit hits the fan before you actually start, you know, communicating it with us. By that time, you know what? You've already spilled the hot water. My skin is scalded, right? It's too late. You need to be talking to your community. Alright? You can't just keep us in the dark. And there is another instance that I want to throw out there right now. Okay? Because I was talking with the community manager about all of this stuff, okay? And when I asked them, could you relay this to the community? And he even asked if it's possible to relay to the community. They said no, they don't want to. Because they do not want another Shade Mother fiasco. What the fuck does that mean? You have to be upright and honest with us. You can't just keep us in the dark and hope that everything will just go away. That's not going to happen. Okay? You just throw in content as well, right? You throw in content, and this is very prevalent in the anniversary patch from May all the way to July. On August, actually. This is very prevalent. You gave us anomaly for 9 weeks. 9 weeks. The game was so dead. It was so dead. There was nothing to do except 150 floors of nightmare. Okay? It was a reso check, it was a gear check, especially the very first one. The Void Messenger, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was called. Okay? That was such a pain. Like, you actually just throw 150 floors for us for 9 weeks straight and hope that it was okay. What does that mean? What are you guys doing? And don't tell me that you guys were not, you know, saving your ass to give us a, you know, subpar content so that you guys can work on your new game. That is literally what you guys did, right? You made us wait 9 weeks for nothing so that you can focus on your new game. That is exactly how we see it, no matter how you spin it, okay? I'm just speaking facts here. I'm sorry if I'm harsh, but I have to speak the truth. Okay? Then we talk about now the most ridiculous balancing team that you guys have. Okay? When we ask for, you know, a balance patch, okay? When we ask for a balance patch, we don't ask you to make every single unit busted to all hell. Okay? TA is now the most stupidest Esper in the game right now. Elliot is the most oppressive unit in the game right now. And do I need to remind you about Teva? It's literally in my video. It's literally in my video. You guys made Teva so absurd that you had to nerf him within 24 hours. And you know what the worst part about it all? You guys forgotten about PvP when you guys actually made that adjustment to Teva. How do you forget about PvP? How did you not consider the implications that Teva was going to make to PvP? Can you explain that? except giving us a, oh, we forgot about PvP. Like, you cannot forget about a game mode that is literally the end game content of every game. Like, why are we farming Fafnir, as you can see right now? Why are we farming APAP? Why are we farming Chronos 4? If it's not so that we can, improve in PvP, in Knockout, in the eventual RTA that you guys were going to release, or at least, what else? It's definitely not to chase leaderboards, because we all know that leaderboards is so reso dependent to actually get up there that it's no longer a matter of whether you have the right gear or not. It doesn't matter if you have the unit, that unit needs to be R6. So, you guys have the most ridiculous balancing team ever, and funny story, my friend, right, from Epic 7 has actually, I talk to him, right, a lot. And I'll show him, yo, look at this character, look at this unit, look at this Esper, right? And when I showed him, every time I showed him an Esper, he goes, Jesus Christ, you guys do not have any balancing. You guys are just power creeping the game so fast. There is no, it's no longer, a nice linear incline, it's a shoot. Like, this E7 has a 10-year game plan, has a 10-year plan, right? They said it out loud, okay? And for a fact, when you guys released Nuwa, the game in Epic 7 released another unit called Lua, which is literally Pritzker. Comparing those two, that unit was globally banned in RTA because it was that oppressive in a game that is 5 years old. Our game is maybe 2 years old, 1 year old, 1.5 years old, and we have Nuwa, which strips 4 times, extends your cooldown by 2, resets a unit, grants speed up, AP pushback. And now don't even get me started about her having resonance where she can start stealing buffs and her paper talisman cannot ever be reduced. It is so busted, but we don't say anything about it. Then we have Xuan Pin. Xuan Pin is another unit that just broke the leaderboards in all PvE content. If you did not have Xuan Pin, the chance of you getting onto a leaderboard is probably nil, right? So your balancing team is non-existent, in my honest opinion. Okay? And I don't even want to start anymore, right? Holo Battle, you guys don't love PvP. I can tell this, right? I can tell for a fact, right? You guys have no love for, PvP, which basically means that my channel is actually in trouble, right? Because I make everything to do with PvP and RTA. You guys do not have any love for PvP, period. Okay? There's so many instances that you guys can have made this game into such an amazing endgame content, right? Because it is an endgame content. RTA is an endgame content. It's not a mid game, it's not an early game. You need to farm your way up there, right? You guys release the resonance system, which completely, fucks over all the free-to-play players. So now their chances of them competing in RTA is very minute, so to speak. Okay? I'm not saying that they cannot compete, but their chances are very slim. And then meanwhile, if you see a whole team of R6, you shit your pants because now they have 5 units with like an extra 4 different effects on their skills versus your R1 unit, right? For the longest time I had an R1 hide. And during the season 3, when, the resonance was already implemented, I could not use hide for a single time. Every time I used hide, I just lost the game. Because he was R1. He did not have the extra 10 stack of Breath of the Deep at the start. He did not have the extra 40% crit damage every time an ally dies. He did not have the extra 35% extra stat boost, which is what he needs because he is a bruiser. A bruiser is very, very stat hungry. I couldn't use any of that. Now, don't even get me started about Holo Battle. You guys just completely forgot about Holo Battle. You guys don't even care about Holo Battle anymore. When you guys first released Holo Battle, trust me, that was the one time that it was amazing. Because we had the Dead Esper rule. but because you try to please everyone in the community, you listen to all the scrubs in the game, alright? All the shit players, that you just got rid of the dead Asperu, and now you've just gotten rid of all the rewards from Holo Battle, and you put it all into Sentinel Hunt, which is another Blitz mode, right? We make fun of the game, we call it Blitzlight. We make fun of the game now, we call it Resolite, because that's literally what the game is. Okay? Do you know how hard it is to be a guild leader or a club master in Dislyte? I have to ping people so many times to do their Holo Battle, only because we are about to win and they're not doing anything about it. They're just sitting on their ass because they don't think that it is worth their time. So I have to keep pinging them because I want to try to keep my club at least, you know, somewhat relevant and stay in the top 10. Okay? I'm not talking about those people who don't care about, you know, being on the leaderboard. I care about, you know, at least holding a reputation to my club's name. Okay? And I have to ping them so many times that it gets stressful and I also just don't feel like doing it anymore. Right? And that's because you guys killed Holo Battle. The matchmaking system is shit. It is hot garbage. There is no league. There is no seasons. We're just doing it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for me. Like, what is the whole reason of having Holo Battle now? What is the whole reason about staying in a club now? If it's not the club versus club. Can you explain? I doubt you will, because you guys have already released the announcement and nothing in there have you guys, you know, mentioned all the fundamental problems about the game. You guys seem to be very hard on about how, you know, AFK Journey and Dislyte do not share the same respective teams, or they do not steal assets. Nobody cares about that. You guys basically just lied to us about Shade Mother. You say Shade Mother is coming. You never showed us what Shade Mother is going to look like. Then you release it. And then for a while we go, wow, Shade Mother is here. And then we look at it and we go, hold the phone. Hold the phone. This is just another Deso boss. It's just another Deso boss. It just drops, you know, boost stones. And then Andreas is just another withering messenger that drops gear. That's literally what it is. If you want a TLDR, that's what it is. Okay? And worst about it all is that your skins ever since Jiangman, Xiaoyin, and now the red twin, they are all reskins. They are all recolors, sorry. Recolors. Okay? Jiangman went from red to blue. Xiaoyin went from what? White and purple to blue and purple. And now the red twin looks like Santa's little helper. We are not in fucking Christmas. What are you doing? And that is my problem. You guys reskin content, okay? And I don't know why you guys do that. But the fourth boss is not even, you know, mythologically connected at all, right? Kronos is Cronus, we know that, right? Apep is Apopis, we know that. Fafnir is the Norse Fafnir dragon, we know that. The fuck is Andreas? It's a Miramon. You guys have just gone out of lore, if anything, right? It just doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense. Okay? And then, just to retouch on that anomaly again, okay? It's 150 floors of the same shit with an incremental stat boost at every level. That's it. Same mechanics. The stats just keep getting higher and higher and higher, and it becomes more and more of a gear check if it's not a reso check. Like, why do you do that? There is no, you know, ingenuity in it at all. And talking about ingenuity, every single content that you guys have put out has a leaderboard. Why do you need to put a leaderboard on every single content in the game? Ritual Miracle, you know, your desolate lands have leaderboards, your events have leaderboard, all your PvE stuff have leaderboard. I don't think leaderboard needs to be on every single content in the game, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but having that kind of, you know, leaderboard system in every single game mode that you guys have put out literally just discourages free-to-play players to ever try. Because, fun fact, it is a reso-dependent leaderboard. The only one that I can actually argue against that is the RTA leaderboard, because that actually involves drafting, outsmarting your opponent, drafting correctly, banning correctly, and you can win that way, because usually in RTA you win during the draft phase, not during, the actual battle. If you draft like shit, you will lose. Okay? If you draft 5 controllers into a height and you don't ban height, you lose the game. Period. Agree? Meanwhile, you can just look at all the formations out there on the leaderboards for, your ritual miracles, your trials, whatever you want to call it, and just copy it. Right? But you know what you cannot copy? Resonance. Because that involves money. And you know how I came to all of this realization? It's because I wanted to R6 Lian. But the second I entered your shop, the second I wanted to click on the buy, I just felt disgusted. Distasteful. I held off on Lian because I wanted to see what Hilda was going to be. And lo and behold, it's another R6 unit. Was the only time, getting a unit that was R0 and playable during, the Leora Dusk and Dawn era? What happened to that? We thought that you guys had a trend, you guys were testing stuff. It started with Yunchuan, needing to be R2 minimum. And then you started moving on, after CJ, you gave us, Leora, that era, where R0 was perfectly fine. And then we went back to Ginny, which is an R2 minimum unit. And then now, fast forward to today, we have Lian, R6 necessary if you want to actually compete properly. Then we have Hilda, if you want to fight against Cleave, you need R6. If not, you better hope your gear, you have fucking 3 Panthers, so you can make that Hilda go first and then make everyone go to sleep. But at that point, you might as well just put it on fucking TA, right? Or Tai, sorry. Like, why? Are you guys that hungry for money? I spend money. You can check my records. I spend a lot with you guys. But even I don't feel like spending anymore, because this is just too much. Okay? And so, I think I've made all my points painstakingly clear. I don't want to keep going on and on and on, because everyone has already covered the same things. I'm just going to cover more on the RTA aspect, right? And I think that I have covered almost everything. Okay? This is just going to be one take. I'm not going to edit anything. It's just going to go raw upload. Hopefully you guys, resonate with what I have to say. Okay? It's just me trying to get this off my chest because I am so tired. I am so tired. After 2 years, I can finally say I am tired. I played E7 for 4 years, by the way. 4 years. And the only reason I quit was because I saw that Dislyte had the potential to become world class, in its own, in the category that it is already in, with all the new mechanics, proper RTA system, world championships, all that kind of good stuff. But no. I think Aeon mentioned this a lot in his video, and you guys did not even mention a single time in your feedback. Which goes to show again, you guys do not have any love for PvP. But that is my rant. Okay? My channel is in serious trouble because all I talk about is about PvP and RTA, and you guys are you're not giving it to me so that I can create content and accelerate, the competitive scene of Dislyte. So, I have to rethink my strategy now. Okay? But I'm not gonna go any further. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys can leave your comments down in the comment section below about what you guys think. Did you guys agree with any of the announcement that they have made out? I don't agree with any of it. Let me know down in the comment section below. Leave a like. Subscribe if you want to. Okay, if I lose subscribers, that's fine. But until then, stay safe.